So we're just going to begin today's practice by lying flat on our mats, hands relaxed down by our side, legs straight, and just gently breathing in through the nose and out through the nose here. Just calming the mind and grounding the body before we begin today's practice. Gently taking inhales in through the nose and out through the nose here. We're just going to begin with some really gentle movements to warm us up, ready for the flow. So just moving the head from left to right, massaging the back of the skull, warming up the neck here. Maybe bending the elbows, taking some wrist circles in one direction, taking them in the other. And then just warming up these wrists a little bit more here. Just going to squeeze the hands, squeeze them into a fist here, super tight, and then release. Doing this 3 more times, so squeeze, 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 and release. Squeezing here, and release, and final time, squeezing so hard, really hard here, squeeze, and then releasing the hands, taking a little bit of a wiggle with the fingers, before inhaling, bringing one knee, bringing another into the chest. Hugging the knees close here and just rocking the body from side to side, massaging that lower back, kickstarting the kidneys. And then taking your hands underneath the knees, just going to separate the knees a little bit here and just take a few ankle rolls, moving them one way, then circling them another. And just warming up these ankles a little bit more here by flexing the foot and then point, flex, point, flex, point. One more time, flex and point. And again, hugging these knees in close. Just going to lift the shoulders, lift the head, almost as if you're giving yourself a hug here. Squeezing in this core. And then relaxing the head back down. You're going to allow the knees to fall all the way over to the right hand side. Taking your arms into a T shape and gazing all the way over to the left. So your gaze is opposite to your knees, coming into a beautiful spinal twist here. Remembering to breathe here. Before bringing the knees into the centre and allowing them to fall all the way over to the left hand side. The arms stay where they are and you switch your gaze. Beautiful. And then roll the whole body over to the left hand side. You're going to gently push the body all the way up, coming into a comfortable seated position. You can cross your legs underneath you, or you can have them extended out in front, whichever feels good for you. If you have a block nearby, you can sit on it if you want to extend the spine a bit more. But you're just coming into a comfortable seated position, just closing the eyes for a second, hands on your knees. Just taking a few breaths here. And maybe just setting an intention for your practice here. Just saying out loud to the universe what you'd like to achieve from this next 45 minutes. And before we do any moves or any flows, I'd just like you to take this time to be so proud of yourself for coming to the mat today. That is the hardest asana of all. Is finding the courage, the time, and the motivation to step onto the mat. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring your chin to the chest, just blinking open the eyes. And on your inhale, just going to sweep the arms all the way to the sides, up to the sky here. Not bringing your shoulders all the way to the ears, but really popping shoulders back into the sockets. And then exhale, bring the hands into the center of your chest in prayer. And 2 more times. So inhale, sweeping the arms out to the side, and exhale, bringing the hands to prayer. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the side, and exhale, bring the hands into prayer. And this time we're going to inhale, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky. And on your exhale, you're going to twist over to the left hand side. So your right hand comes on your left knee, and you take your left arm all the way behind. So you're taking your gaze to the back of the room. Keeping length in the spine here, we don't want to slump. Really want to create space, open the chest, open the spine. Holding here for a few breaths. Before inhaling, arms come back up to the sky, and exhale, we're going to twist over to the right hand side. So left hand comes on the right knee, and taking our gaze to the back of the room once more. Beautiful. Holding here for just one more breath. Before inhaling, both come back up to the sky. And this time when we exhale, we're going to lower our left hand next to the mat beside us, and we're going to move over to the left hand side using our right arm. But we don't want to allow our arm and our elbow drop forward. We really want to push it back, creating stretch up the right hand side of the body and length across the chest. Holding here for a breath. Before we inhale, back to the center, and exhale, lower the right hand down and move over with the left. Again, getting that stretch down the left hand side of the body this time. Beautiful. Inhale, back up to the sky, and exhale. You can take your hands behind your back so your fingertips are pointing forwards. And we're going to pop the chest out here, so rolling those shoulders back, just popping the chest out. Breathing here, really pushing into those hands. Before exhaling, moving the body forward and forward folding over your legs. We're not aiming for a super deep pose here, we're just aiming to counteract that chest opener. Beautiful. And then gently come back into the center, taking your knees to the side and roll over into your tabletop. So from our tabletop position, we're just going to check our alignment here. So you want the shoulders just over the wrists and the hips just over the knees. And you can tuck the toes or untuck the toes, it's completely up to you. But we're going to work through our cat-cow stretches, so one of my favourite warm-up stretches. So when you're ready, you're going to inhale, look forward and drop that chest down, creating an arch in that back. And then as you exhale, we're going to push into your hands, curving that spine, so tucking the tailbone under, bringing the chin to the chest. And then inhale, drop that chest, look forwards, and exhale, curve that spine. And then taking this movement in the rhythm of your own breath here. So every time you inhale, you drop the chest, look forwards, and every time you exhale, you push into those hands and curve the spine. Beautiful. Here goes a few more times here. Beautiful. And then come back into the center. Then you're going to tuck your toes this time. I'm going to make some spinal circles, but going over our wrists and back down to our toes. So when we inhale, When you come over the wrist, feeling that strange stretch, and as we exhale, we curve that spine, moving back to our toes. Inhale to move over the wrists, and exhale to come back to the toes, stretching the feet, stretching the ankles here. Then when you've taken it one way, we're going to reverse the circle, so moving the other way. Good work, guys, keep going. Beautiful. And then back into the center. So we're going to start to warm up the core here, really get these muscles engaged. So when you're ready, coming back into your tabletop here, checking our alignment. I recommend tucking the toes here just because it gives a little bit more stability. But if you want to test yourself today, you can release them down. But when you're ready, let's stretch out the left leg here. But we don't want this hip all the way up in the sky, creating this out of our balance. You want to drop this hip down so it comes into balance and alignment with the right hip. Pointing those toes here, feel strong, feel those cores engage, those quads. So when you inhale, you can look forward, and exhale, you're going to bend that knee, bring it all the way into the chest, pushing in those hands to curve the spine. Inhale, stretch back out, and exhale, bring the knee into the chest, curve that spine. And we're going to take this 5 more times. So inhale, stretch out, and exhale, bring it into the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding this right leg out and adding a little bit of a challenge here. You're going to take out your right arm. Holding here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Releasing the hand down, releasing the knees, taking a few cat-cow stretches here, just releasing any tension on the spine before we take this core flow on the other side. So when you're ready, can you inhale, straighten out the right leg this time. Again, remember, we don't want the hip up in the sky, we want it level with our left hip. Inhale, and exhale, bend that knee, bring it into your chest. Inhale, stretch back out, and exhale to bring it back in. Now 5 more times here, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, we're going to keep that right leg stretched out here, and then you can challenge yourself by bringing out the left arm. Doesn't matter if you wobble or fall, we're just engaging this core here. So sucking it in, pointing those toes for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax the hand down, relax the knees, and coming back into our child's pose. So what if for child's pose? You're going to bring your big toes together, taking the knees out a little bit wider, as wide as feels comfortable. And just going to lower your head to the mat, lower the arms. Taking a breath here. So you might feel a stretch in your hips here, in your inner thighs. That's okay, this is just warming up those hips, creating mobility and flexibility in the hip joints. So just relaxing here. Feeling that core, feeling that energy that you've created. So relaxing here for a few moments. But we're not going to lose that yoga energy, that heat that we created so far. So when you're ready, placing both hands back into mat, you're going to bring yourself back up into tabletop. And we're going to drop the chest, look forwards on that inhale. And this time, when we exhale, we're going to really push into those hands, creating that curve at the top of the spine. And then when you're ready, you're going to lift the knees off the mat and push those hip bones into the sky. Come in to your first down dog. So just begin to pedal one leg, pedal another here, warming up the spine, warming up the hip joints here, getting those hamstrings stretched. Beautiful. If your heels don't quite touch the floor, that's okay. Just bend those knees, bringing your chest closer to them, and stay here. And we're going to start to build up some strength here. So we're going to hold this down dog for about 5 breaths. So breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. For 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release the knees back down into the mat. You're going to step forward with your right leg. So your right foot comes in between your hands here. Feeling sturdy. And when you're ready, we're going to inhale and take those arms all the way up to the sky here. Feeling sturdy, feeling strong. Again, we don't want our shoulders up by our ears. We really want to plug back those shoulders into their sockets and just stay here. Beautiful. Feeling so grounded in your legs here. Your quads are engaged, your core is engaged. Holding for one more breath. Before exhaling, taking both hands down to the mat. You're going to leave the left hand flat into the mat and you're going to inhale to take the right arm all the way up to the sky. Beautiful. Holding here. Before releasing the right hand down, come back into your tabletop and we're going to take a vinyasa. So for vinyasa, you're going to bring those elbows all the way in so they're not coming out like that. This tight tuck the body. You're going to come over the wrists. I'm just going to lower your chest all the way down, untucking your toes. And then inhale, move back to upward dog. And then exhale, come to tabletop, tuck those toes, and move back to down dog. And again, we're going to hold this down dog for about 5 breaths. It's okay if you're feeling it in the wrists. Down dog is a strong pose. So when you're ready, holding it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Releasing those knees down, and this time we're going to step forward with the left leg. So bringing the left foot in between your hands. When you feel sturdy, you're going to inhale, take the arms overhead, and holding here. It's okay if you feel a bit wobbly. We're just going to create stability. So if you feel a bit wobbly, you're going to suck in that core, engage that Mula Bandha, and just stay here. Sun is in my eyes, which is not making this easy to balance. But at least it's sunny in Wales, so it is a rarity. Beautiful, and then relaxing the hands down. Again, you're going to keep the right hand into the mat, and on your inhale, you're going to lift the left hand all the way up to the sky, coming into your low lunge twist. Beautiful. And then releasing the left hand down, so back into your tabletop, and take your vinyasa. So elbows in, come over the wrists, and lower the chest. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, tabletop, tuck those toes, and move back to your down dog. Pedaling one leg, pedaling another. And we're going to ebb up this flow now. So moving a little bit faster, engaging a little bit more of our muscles. So when you're ready, you're going to bring your big toes touch in the center of your mat. And you're going to inhale, sweep the right leg all the way into the sky, pointing those toes. And bending this knee, almost if you want to kick yourself in the bum, you're going to come into split dog. Holding here. And then exhale, bring the right knee into the chest, hugging close, engaging that core, and step through all the way into your high lunge. Doesn't matter if you have to help your foot into the center. That's absolutely fine. When you feel ready, you're going to inhale to take your hands onto your knee, and then bringing your hands all the way, oh gosh, wobbly, all the way up into the sky, come in to your high lunge. So you want to keep your knee over your ankle here. You don't want it too far forward, you don't want it too far back, you want it in line. Engaging those quads here, feeling that burn, and holding here. Feeling that burn in your thighs. Don't worry, I'm feeling it too. One more breath. And then exhale, take both hands down to the mat. And again, we're going to leave the left hand down and inhale to take the right hand all the way up to the sky. Holding here. Not letting our left leg drop. We're really engaging the muscles here, lifting it up. Beautiful. And take the right hand down. You're going to step back into your plank here. So coming on your tippy toes, so you want your heels of your feet just in line with your tippy toes. Pushing in those hands to curve the top of the spine. Holding here. Before releasing the knees down and taking your vinyasa. Good work, guys. Inhale to upward dog. And then exhale, tuck those toes. Move back to down dog. Feeling strong here. And then when you're ready, you're going to take the flow on the left hand side this time. So when you're ready, you're going to bring your big toe to touch in the centre of the mat, and you're going to inhale to sweep the left leg all the way into the sky. Beautiful. Bending this knee, come into split dog, opening up the hips. And then bringing the left knee into your chest. We're going to hold it here, really engage the core, and then step through to your high lunge. Taking a moment here to get yourself balanced. Before inhaling, coming all the way into your high lunge. Again, checking that alignment. You want your knee above the ankle here. Holding here. It's okay if the legs are shaking. My legs are shaking. One more breath, guys. And then releasing both hands down. Then leave the right hand down, sweeping the left hand up to the sky. Beautiful. Holding here. Before releasing, left hand side down. You're going to come back into your plank. So you want your heels over your big toes here, holding here, pushing into those hands, curve the top of the spine, engaging that core, and then relaxing the knees down. You're going to take a vinyasa. Bring those elbows in, come over the wrists, and relax all the way down. Inhale to upward dog, and exhale, lower the body all the way back down. Whew, relaxing here. Just slowing the breath, guys. Not going to lose that internal fire, but we just want to slow the breath here. We don't want to get too breathless. Yoga is all about managing the poses and the moves with our breath. So this is what we're working towards. Staying here for a few moments, maybe moving the hips left and right. Taking your forehead into the mat, just going to move your forehead left and right. Just massaging the third eye. And then when you're ready, bring the hands next to your chest. You're going to inhale, push into your hands, come into your upward dog. And then exhale, move back to your tabletop. And then bring your knees off the mat, hip bones up to the sky, come back into your down dog. And again, we're going to hold this down dog for about 5 breaths here. So when you're ready, holding for 1, for 2, for 3, 4, and 5. And this time we look in between our hands and we're going to tiptoe our feet all the way forwards, coming into our forward fold. So take hold of one elbow, take hold of another, bending the knees here, and just swing your body from side to side. Just releasing any tension on the lower back. Beautiful. Before relaxing the hands down, bending those knees, and you come up vertebrae by vertebrae. So you want your head to be the last one up, because you don't want to get any dizziness here. And then coming all the way up into mountain pose. So feet are hips width apart, your hands are facing forward, shoulders roll back. Just going to relax here. So we're going to come to practice some balance poses in a moment. One of my favourite things is to practice. It's all about calming that mind. But first we're going to engage those glutes, engage those quads a little bit more here. So when you're ready, you're going to bring your big toes to touch, but keeping your heels apart. And you're going to bring your knees to touch. So when you're ready, you're going to take your hands onto your hips, and you're going to bring your big toes to touch, but keeping your heels hips width apart. You're going to inhale, look forwards, and then taking your hands into prayer. On your exhale, you're going to start to bend those knees, almost as if you're sitting back into a visible chair. But you want to keep your knees just above your toes. You don't want to ever lose sight of your toes here. You're going to sit all the way back down. Tucking those ribs in, really engage the glutes here. So we don't want the bum sticking out too much. We really want to engage those ribs. Holding here. Whew, feeling that burn. I'm going to hold this chair pose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whew. Unbend the legs, come all the way straight. Shaking out one leg, shaking out another. And we're going to take this chair pose 2 more times. Just engage all the muscles here, build on that core and develop some strength. And when you develop strength in the quads and the glutes, it's so important for all other asanas and poses that we'll be doing, as this is the legs that are going to ground you. So when you're ready, taking your hands onto your hips, you're going to bring your big toes to touch, heels hips width apart, and then taking your hands into heart center, you're going to inhale. And then exhale, bend those knees, tuck in those ribs, coming into chair pose. Ooh. Oh, I hate chair pose, but it's so good for you. Holding here. If you want to take it a bit further, you can take your hands forwards, taking your gaze in between your palms. Beautiful. And sit down a little bit deeper. For 1, 2, ooh, burning, 3, 4, and 5. Stretch out those legs. Oh. Stretching out one leg, stretching out another. Whew. One more time now, guys. You've got this. Oh, I think I've got this. So when you're ready, bring the big toes touch, hands on your hips. Oh, hips, heels, hips width apart. And then take your hands into heart center. You're going to inhale. And exhale. Sit back into those seats. Beautiful. And then taking your arms out if it feels good. And we're going to hold this for 10 this time. So 1, 2, sitting down a bit further, 3, 4, oh god, I don't know why I said 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take your hands down to the mat this time and come back into that ragdoll. So bending the knees, allow your body to hang heavy here. Beautiful. We're just going to give those legs a little stretch. So release your hands down to the mat. Doesn't matter how much you bend your knees. What you're going to do is bend your left leg and start to straighten out your right. And we're going to walk the hands over to the right hand side. Doesn't matter how deep you get in this twist, you just really want to feel the stretch at the back of your hamstrings. Beautiful. Inhale. And then bending the right leg, straightening out the left. You're going to walk your hands over to the left hand side. And back into the centre, bending those knees, and then bringing the body all the way back into standing. Whew. Taking your hands on your hips, You can take some hip rolls one way, take them another. Good job, guys. So we can come and try and practice tree pose now. So balance poses are literally 90% in the mind. It's all about keeping that mind calm and finding your focus point. So in yoga, this is what we call drishti. So this is your fixed point of gaze. So I just want you to take your feet hips width apart. You can bring your hands onto your hips. And I can feel really sturdy here. So we're lifting up the toes, spreading those toes, then release those toes back down. Feeling really strong here. You engage those muscles from the chair pose, so you can do this, guys. Taking a moment, and you're going to find your fixed point on the ground ahead of you. So not right in front of you, just a little way ahead. And this is where you're going to keep your eyes. You're not going to take off it for this full tree pose. You're just going to listen to what I tell you to do. Taking a moment here, rolling back those shoulders. Beautiful. And then we're going to put all our weight into our right leg. So bending this left leg a little bit. You're going to bring the heel of the left foot to the ankle of the right leg. And stay here. If it feels alright, you can take your left foot to the shin of your right leg, so just underneath the knee here, above the ankle, and stay here. So you don't want to bring your left knee all the way in front, it's going to make you lose balance. You want to push that left knee out to the side, really engaging your left foot against the right shin. And if it feels okay here, you can take your hands to Namaste, so prayer in the center of your chest. And we're just going to hold this for a few more breaths. Doesn't matter if you fall. Ooh. You're going to get straight back up again, finding your fixed point. You can hold on to a wall, you can come back so your foot is touching the ankle, whichever feels good for you. We're just going to hold it for a few more breaths. Right leg is burning, but you've got this. And then taking your hands back to your hips, release the left leg down, whew, shaking them out here, taking some hip rolls one way, taking them another, and then we're going to try it on the other side. So bringing your feet hips width apart, you're going to lift those toes and then lowering them back down again. You're going to begin to put all your weight into your left leg and bending your right leg. So we all have a dominant side of the body here. So if you find that maybe you're wobbling on your right side, your left side might be stronger, or vice versa. So left side is my less balanced side. So we'll give this a go. So when you're ready, you can take the heel of the right foot to the ankle of the left leg and hold here. Now if you feel alright, you can take the foot to the shin. Opening up that knee to the side. And if it feels alright, you can take your hands to Namaste. Holding this for a few breaths. Doesn't matter if you fall, hold a wall, hold the dog if it's nearby. Just stay here for one more breath. Before releasing the hands down, back to the hips. Oh, releasing that right leg down, taking a few hip rolls one way, taking it another. And then coming back to the back of your mat. You're going to inhale, sweeping the arms all the way to the side, stretching up here, all beautiful. And then exhale, bend those knees, come back into your forward fold. I'm just going to walk the hand all the way forward, coming into your down dog. and then rolling over your toes, come into your plank, holding here, hold, before releasing the knees down, and then dropping the chest. Beautiful. Inhale, and exhale, move back to your down dog. So we're going to say goodbye to the down dog here by holding it for 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Release those knees down. Beautiful. Taking a few cat-cow stretches here. So inhale, drop the chest back forwards, and exhale, push into the hands, curve the spine. Take this a few more times, just releasing the spine here. Beautiful. Then either crossing your ankles behind you or coming to sit down, or taking your legs aside. It's going to bring your legs all the way forwards. So we began the class with a little bit of core exercise, so we're going to do that again by coming into our boat pose. This is not, you practice with me a lot, you know this is not a favourite of mine, but it is so beneficial, warming up that core, really creating some strength, some stability here is so important for the rest of our asanas. So coming back to sit on your sit bones, you're going to bring the knees together, rolling back those shoulders and taking your hands underneath your knees. You can stay here, maybe coming onto your toes, engaging that core here, leaning back a little bit and stay here. If you want to go a little bit further, you can lift your knees off the ground, your feet off the ground and stay here, or you can follow me and take your hands down by your side. And we're going to hold this for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release the feet down, giving yourself a quick hug here. And we're going to take this 2 more times. So coming immediately back, taking your hands underneath your knees, lifting your knees up, or taking your hands out. It's up to you. But holding here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release the feet down, giving yourself a hug. And really going to challenge yourself for the next one. So we're going to hold it for 10. I don't know why I said 10, but we're going to hold it for 10. So taking back those shoulders, lifting up those knees, point those toes, proper point. I'm going to hold it for 1, 2, 3, don't drop them, 4, 5, 6, 7, you've got this guys, you've got this, 8, 9, hold, and 10, release the legs now, giving yourself a hug, forward fold over your body, and then release the legs straight, come back to sit on your sit bones, and we're going to inhale, and exhale, forward fold over our feet, so you can take hold of your shins, your ankles, side of your feet or your big toes, completely depending on what you practice. If it's too much strain, keep your legs straight, then just bend the knees a little bit. Just relaxing the spine here. Amazing. Feels so good. Then inhale, look at the toes, and exhale, move the body all the way back up. Taking your feet into the mat, you're going to bring your bum close to your heels and relax the spine all the way down. Bringing one knee, bring another into the chest and just rocking from side to side. And then coming in to the final poses now. And coming into our bridge pose. So counteracting all those forward folds that we've done today with a heart opener. I love bridge, it's one of my favourite poses. There's so many variations to it and it's such a strong pose. It's actually one of my favourite restorative poses if you practice calm and flow with me. So in when you're ready, you're going to take the feet flat into the mat. And again, we want to keep our knee above the ankle, but bringing our heels of our feet closer to our bums. We don't want them all the way up here. We want them closer, knee just above the ankle. Taking our hands by our side, going to inhale and exhale here. And then on our inhale, going to lift the hip bones up into the sky, pushing them all the way up here. And then taking our hands over our head, holding here for a breath. And then on your next exhale, lowering the hips, lowering the hands. When you're ready, inhale, lift the hip bones, lift the hands, pushing here, staying here for a breath. And then exhale, lowering them back down. Inhale, lifting the hips into the sky, taking the hands over the head, really pushing into your feet here. Beautiful. Don't let your knees fall apart, bring them in. Then exhale, whew, lowering down. Final time, we're going to hold it this time. Going to inhale, push those hip bones into the sky, taking the arms over the head and taking hold of the elbows here if it's available. You're really going to push the hip bones up, bringing those knees together. Ooh, and holding here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good work, guys. Lowering the hips down, releasing the arms, and just windscreen wiping the knees from left to right. And you're going to take them all the way over to the right hand side, stacking one on top of the other. Bring your arms into a T shape and take your gaze over to the left hand side. Just relaxing here. Bring the knees into the centre and relax over to the left hand side. And then bring the knees back into the centre once more. Lifting the shoulders, lifting your head, hugging them close, giving yourself such a well-deserved hug for taking part in the flow today. Before relaxing one leg, relaxing another into the mat, coming into the final pose of Shavasana. You can grab a blanket if you like, or a pillow. Just spending a few more minutes here, just relaxing and calming the mind. Your mind starts to wander, and just bring it back to your breath. Embracing every inhale and every exhale here. Through the nose, and a slow exhale out the mouth with a sigh. 2 more times here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then bringing the knees into the chest and allowing them to fold whichever side of the mat you like. Taking your hands beneath your head like a little pillow, coming in to your fetus pose here. Before pushing the body all the way back up into the mat, coming into a comfortable seated position. Taking your hands into Namaste in the center of your chest. And then bringing your chin into your chest, you're going to blink the eyes open and just top of your fingertips, coming back into the room. And once more, taking a deep inhale through the nose and sighing it out. Thank you for joining me on the mat today, and I hope you would stay inspired to practice yoga every day. Namaste.